Hey guys, it's Maddie Simlish and welcome to another video. In this one, I am renovating one of the Landgraab apartments in San Myshuno. It's the, is it VIII? So I guess that would be like Landgraab 8, I guess. I don't really know. But I really wanted to do a modern luxury style apartment. I've been wanting to do one for a little while, and this one is 2 floors. It's a super big apartment, so it took me a long time to build. But yeah, I actually really like this apartment. It's got a really nice balcony, like it's got really nice views as well. So I definitely had a lot of fun renovating this one. And as I said, I kind of went for that modern luxury vibe. It's definitely a very expensive apartment, and I used a lot of custom content because I really feel that there's a lot of great sort of creations that give off that really nice sort of modern and luxury vibe. Especially, you know, I used a lot of the white and black and grey colours. I always think you see those a lot in luxury builds in quite expensive apartments and stuff. And as I said, it took a long time to build this one, but again, I was really happy with how it turned out. And to be honest, the bottom floor is very open plan. So the living room kind of directly leads into the kitchen and the dining room. And actually the living room, it was the first room that I started off with, and it's definitely my favourite room in the whole house. I kind of built that little structure that you can see there by the sofa. It's using some of the marble. I mean, I don't really know what they are. I think they're like they're not quite counters. I think they're just kind of like accent tables or something. It comes from the dine out pack. And then I use those little eco lifestyle, I don't know what are they, like panel things, and kind of combined the vertical and the horizontal ones and stuck some cute little lights there. So I thought that was quite a nice touch, and as I said, it's quite an open plan room, so it kind of separates it out a little bit. And then the dining room and kitchen, it's all in one, but it's such a big room that I think I had to kind of be quite clever with how I use the space. But I mean, again, I thought it worked out quite well. So I just sort of put the kitchen over this side, and then the dining room right next to the window, so it overlooks the balcony and all the nice views. And I would actually kill for a kitchen like this. I really like this style of apartment, I must admit, probably because it's, you know, it's modern luxury, so it's supposed to be quite a nice style. And in terms of the family that I imagined living here, like I said, it's quite a big apartment. So I built this with 4 Sims in mind, all women. So I imagine it's like 3 generations as well. So you've got the grandma who actually owns this apartment. She's a retired actress, and she's super glamorous. So that's why it's got this really like luxury, sophisticated, fancy kind of style. So this is kind of all her apartment. And then her daughter moved in, and her daughter is, she's an artist, but she's a very eccentric artist. So you'll see when I did her room, you know, there's lots of colours. She's got like a little art studio right next to her room, so it's very colourful. It's got lots of sort of art pieces and canvases. And then in her room, she's got a lot of weird like statues and art pieces and wallpapers and stuff. I wanted to, I don't know, that she's that kind of personality, you know. She has a really crazy and bold and out there style, which I had a lot of fun with, and I think is actually, I'm guessing, quite common with people who, you know, have a lot of money. They like the finer, expensive things in life, and they're not always the most stylish pieces, maybe. Like I said, it's very bold, very out there. And then she has 2 daughters. So one is a child, and she is a bit of a princess. You know, she likes everything pink, and she definitely takes after her mum because she's super creative. She has a big imagination. So I think I did the kids' bedroom last, but you'll see, you know, she has a lot of toys, a lot of like you know, little We've got dollhouse, like the castle dollhouse and stuff. And like I said, she loves pink. She loves anything, you know, cute and playing with lots of her toys and stuff like that. Whereas her sister, who is a teenager, she's a lot more sensible. She's actually a genius. So I imagine her becoming, I don't know, like a doctor or a detective or something when she's older. And then her room, well, her side of the room, because they actually share a room. But her side of the room, you know, it's a lot more grown up, obviously, because she is a teenager, but it's also, you know, she's got loads of posters and stuff. So as I said, you'll see that in a bit. But right now I'm just on the balcony. And I think this is pretty much exclusively custom content furniture that I used here, especially that plant. I use that plant in as many builds as I possibly can. And then I did a structure that was very much inspired by the one that I did in the living room. I think those little, I don't know what they're called, like the wood pieces from Eco Lifestyle, but they come under like wall decor, I think it is. But I use those all the time. And then I just put a little like hot tub and a little plant wall, you know, with lots of flowers and stuff, because again, I really wanted to just give off that super kind of glamorous vibe. And then I moved upstairs, and upstairs took a lot more time because, as I said, downstairs was very open plan, so it flowed really well, whereas upstairs there's quite a few different rooms. And as I said, there's 4 different Sims living here, so they've all kind of got their own like unique personalities that I was trying to reflect in each of the rooms. So I gave it a go, but I started off with the mum's room because she has, it's not the, I don't think it's the biggest bedroom, but she's got the only ensuite in the house, and she has this little art studio. And I did kind of struggle with the floor plan at first because the biggest, I tried to keep the same floor plan that was already here, because this is obviously an already furnished apartment. I deleted all of the furniture and all of the sort of wallpapers and floors and stuff, but I tried as much as possible to keep the walls the same. But the room that made the most sense to be her bedroom, you couldn't access it from the hallway. So I decided that she would have this kind of art studio, which is where you first walk in, and then from there you can access her bedroom and then her ensuite bathroom, which is what you're seeing right here, which is the art studio. It's super colourful. Like I said, she's super eccentric, and this is really, I don't know, it's quite a nice studio to kind of demonstrate her different pieces of art. And obviously I kind of focused on paintings here, but also there's quite a few different like statues, and I think I've put a few like crafty items as well. So she's probably like an all-round, you know, creative person, probably exclusively, well, not exclusively, she focuses on art, but she doesn't exclusively do art, if that makes sense. And I did put a little studio, like a, what do you call it, office? Yeah, like an office space on this floor. So maybe she runs like a Plopsy studio and she does like the business side there, but this is probably her favorite room because, you know, she's, as I said, she's a super creative person and she loves to do her art and everything. And I like the fact that it's kind of attached to her bedroom, so she can, I don't know, wake up full of inspiration and just go next door and paint. And then speaking of which, this is her bedroom. I wanted to kind of do a really funky wallpaper. This is the one I ended up choosing. It's a piece of custom content wallpaper. So it's black and white, and I thought I could have gone even more eccentric, but I didn't want it to, I wanted it to still have a little bit of style, if that makes sense, even though it is quite bold. And then again, I'm just using those little marble pieces from Dine Out, but this time I kind of put them at the top of the wall, and I think I didn't show it, but I think I put some little lights underneath it, so it kind of illuminates the paintings underneath, which I thought was a nice little touch. And of course put a little vanity table. I did that for the grandma as well. I imagine, you know, both of them, they're very used to a life of being quite wealthy. As I said, the grandma is, you know, a retired actress, probably her daughter, so this is her daughter's room. And she's an adult, so she's probably, you know, lived her whole life quite wealthy, quite well off, so she's definitely, you know, very used to it. And I liked the kind of marbly walls. I use these ones a lot when I do builds for people who are quite wealthy, because it's quite stylish, but also very fancy at the same time. So yeah, I really liked the colours. I went for a lot of it's quite interesting. I went for like a red, black and white theme in the bedroom, and then a black and white theme in the bathroom, because that art studio was so colourful. Like, it was a lot of pinks and yellows, so I wanted to tone it down slightly in the bedroom and the bathroom, I guess. I wanted it to be super bold and colourful, but not garish, if that makes sense. I mean, the bedroom's a little bit garish, and so is the art studio probably, but that's why I tried to tone it down a little bit with that bathroom and elements of the bedroom. I hope that made sense. And then, yeah, just moving on to the office. I love this desk. It's like a little floating desk, but you'd imagine it's probably like secured either side to the wall. Again, that's a piece of custom content, as I think pretty much everything on that desk is custom content, I believe, because I find when you're doing a lot of builds, you just use the same items over and over again, whereas when you have pieces of custom content, it really allows you to vary it up, and obviously depending on the style of build that you're doing, you can use lots of different sort of objects. So yeah, I really had a lot of fun sort of cluttering up that desk, and then that little shelf that you saw there. And then I just included a little area for a washing machine and a dryer. I never usually do that. I usually stick the washing machine and the dryer, like, I don't know, in the dining room or just some random place. But I think, yeah, the original floor plan had that little box room. And as I said, I tried to keep to the original floor plan as much as possible. So I thought it kind of worked for doing a laundry room. And then this is the grandma's room. And when I tell you that this is very Sims 2 inspired, I think you can kind of see that for yourself. I've been looking for animal print wallpaper for the longest time, and I finally found this piece of custom content, and it worked perfectly. And that rug is actually with the game. I think it comes with Get Famous, and it all just worked out so perfectly, and I just thought it was so Sims 2. And then in this section, I thought this was a nice little touch. So as I said, she's a retired actress, so she's won lots of different awards, and she's got that little section of her room to show it off. You know, she had a good life. She was a super glamorous, super successful, super rich actress, and she really holds on to those sort of memories in her bedroom. I also liked the little bits of like film memorabilia. Like I think there was a few like samurai swords there. So I imagine, you know, she has a lot of good memories from her youth being an actress. And like I said, she won a lot of awards. She was probably very, very famous. So yeah, I wanted to kind of reflect that in her bedroom. And then I think this is the main bathroom. It's quite small, but all the rooms were either like really big, which suited bedrooms, or just really small. So a lot of the bathrooms are quite small. But I think there's like 3 or 4 bathrooms in this build, so I was a bit sick of doing bathrooms by the end of it. But now I'm just on the final room of the house, which is the kids' bedroom. As I said, I gave them a shared bedroom because I kind of ran out of space a bit. But as I said, one's a child, one's a teenager, so I don't think it's too strange to have them sharing a room, I guess. And they definitely have some similarities. So the teen, I gave her quite a purple theme, and then the daughter quite a pink theme. So I thought I wanted it to be not super contrasting, if that makes sense. So they're both, I guess, kind of girly, you know, but again, they have their own distinct personalities. And I started off with the child's bedroom. And as I said, she's super creative, and, you know, she has a big imagination. So I wanted to give her that dollhouse and the toy box and the desk and the sort of creative table because, you know, she likes anything creative. And I use these really cute custom content wall dividers. They come in like room dividers, sorry. They come in like loads of different colors. And I really liked this pink one, which again, you know, I used a lot of pink and purple in this room, which I enjoy doing very much. It's one of my favourite colours in real life as well. And then the teen room, I mean, she doesn't have the biggest space, but in my head, you know, she doesn't really mind. As I said, she's a genius, so as long as she has, you know, a little space to sit down and do her homework, so she'd probably use the office, I guess. You know, she doesn't really mind, and she has this kind of wall that she can customize herself, and I actually had so much fun doing this, just using a lot of different art prints and posters. She's probably really into, you know, movies and music, as a lot of teenagers are. So yeah, I had a lot of fun sort of thinking about the personalities of the kids of this build, and this is actually the last room. So as you can see, we're just going on to the screenshots now. If you enjoyed this build, please give this video a like. I do a lot of different speed builds on this channel, so please consider subscribing if you liked it. Drop me down a comment what you thought of this video. But until the next one, bye!